All right, let's jump right in. When we talk about art theory, the big ideas behind what makes a story work, one name always pops up: Aristotle, right? His concepts, plot, character, catharsis, they've pretty much built the foundation for how the West has understood art for centuries. But what if there's another system out there? One that's just as deep, just as sophisticated, but has been kind of pushed to the side. A system that asks a totally different question. Not what art is, but what art does to us.
And yeah, that brings us to the big question we're tackling today. How is it that one ancient Greek thinker gets to be the universal standard for everyone, while an ancient Indian thinker like Bartholomuni, who created this unbelievably detailed system, is often treated like, well, like a little cultural curiosity, something niche? This isn't just some dusty academic debate. It's about the very glasses we wear when we look at art.
So, we're going to pull back the curtain on Indian poetics, and you're going to see that this is not about some vague, mystical feelings or just pretty, decorative language. No way. This is a hardcore psychological framework for understanding the magic that art performs on the human mind. And this right here shows you the fundamental difference. Western poetics, generally speaking, it's like an architect looking at the finished building. It's obsessed with the structure, the plot, the final result, like catharsis. But Indian poetics, it's more like a neuroscientist mapping your brain as you experience that building. It's all about the process, the step-by-step creation of an aesthetic feeling inside of you.
So, and this is the key, we have to get past this old colonial idea that this stuff is just ornamentation. It's not about making things sound pretty. This is a sophisticated technology of feeling. It's about how an artist can take a raw, messy, everyday emotion and transform it into something bigger, something universal. At the very heart of this entire system is one single powerful concept: rasa. Seriously, if you understand rasa, you've unlocked the whole thing. The word literally means juice, essence, or flavor. And that is the perfect way to think about it. See, rasa is that special emotional flavor you get from a piece of art. It's not the same as being sad in your real life. You know when you watch a tragic movie and you feel this deep, profound compassion? That's not your personal sadness. That is karuna rasa, the aesthetic flavor of compassion. It's a refined, shared experience, and that's exactly why we can actually enjoy art that deals with sad or even scary things. And what's amazing is that the ancient scholar Bharata Muni actually laid out a formula for it, the Rasa Sutra. Think of it like a master chef's recipe. First, you have the vibhava, the ingredients, like the characters and the situation. Then you add the anubhava, the physical expressions, a hero's determined look, a character's tears. You stir in the vyabhishari-bhavas, all those little fleeting feelings that support the main emotion. And when all of that combines perfectly inside the mind of the audience, boom, rasa nishpati, the aesthetic flavor is born. And here are just a few of those core flavors that artists aim for. There are 9 of them traditionally. You've got Shringara, that's the flavor of romance. Vira, that feeling of heroism that makes you want to jump out of your seat and cheer. Karuna, that deep compassion we just talked about. And Shanta, which is this really unique state of pure peace and tranquility. Each one is a totally distinct emotional target.
And here's where the theory makes this incredible philosophical jump. There's a concept called Sadaharanikarana, which basically means universalization. The idea is that the art strips away all the personal, selfish bits of an emotion. The sadness you feel in a play isn't about your specific problems. It becomes the pure essence of sadness itself, an experience that connects you to the actors and to every single person in the audience. It's a shared state of being.
So, okay, but how does art actually deliver these complex flavors if it's not just about the words on the page? What's the secret ingredient? Well, that brings us to our next concept from Indian poetics, and it sounds incredibly modern: Dhvani. The theorist Anandavardhanan just nailed it with this quote. Dhvani isn't just one part of poetry, it's the soul of the whole thing. The word means something like resonance, or a suggestion, or an echo. It's all the meaning that isn't explicitly stated, but that kind of vibrates in the space between the words. Now, to really get Dhvani, you have to know that Indian linguistics sees words as having these 3 layers of power. First, there's abhidha. That's just the basic, literal dictionary meaning. Then you have lakshana, which is the indicated or metaphorical meaning. But the highest, the most powerful level is vyanjana. And that is exactly what Dhvani is. It's the art of vyanjana.
It's the emotional truth that a story suggests to you without ever having to spell it out. I mean, think about the immense power of a single meaningful look between two characters, or that heavy silence right after something shocking happens. That unspoken meaning, that resonance, that is Dhvani. And it's what separates just plain writing from true art.
Okay, so we've got these incredible ancient theories, Rasa and Dhvani. But are they just dusty old ideas for a museum? Not a chance. Let's take a look at how these concepts are totally alive and kicking and how they give us this amazing toolkit to analyze art that we all know and love today.
Let's start with a modern classic of Indian cinema, the Oscar-nominated film Lagan. Now, most of us see it as this amazing underdog sports movie, right? A story about fighting back against colonialism. And it is all of those things. But if you look at it through the lens of Rasa theory, you see something else happening.
You see a masterclass in generating Vira Rasa, the flavor of heroism. Every single choice in that film, the impossible odds, that soaring music, the final game-winning shot, it is all precisely engineered to create this one powerful collective feeling in every single person watching. That wave of pure joy and triumph you feel at the end, that's not just you being happy, that is the successful creation of Vira Rasa.
All right, now let's do a complete 180 and look at a totally different kind of film, the incredible indie darling Masan. This is a quiet, thoughtful film about grief and social rules in modern India. Masan is this brilliant, subtle exercise in creating karuna rasa, the flavor of compassion. But it doesn't do it with big, loud, melodramatic scenes. It does it through quietness, through restraint. You feel the grief, for sure, but it's been universalized. We don't just feel sorry for these characters. We experience this deep, shared sense of human sorrow and strength. The film's real power is in its quietness. And this isn't just about movies. Let's switch to literature and look at Arundhati Roy's masterpiece, The God of Small Things. It's this complex, twisting story about a family tragedy.
Well, the entire novel is basically powered by Dhvani. The central horrific event of the story is never just laid out for you in one chapter. Instead, it's suggested. It echoes through little phrases, broken memories, and haunting metaphors. Roy makes the reader piece together the unspoken horror, and because of that, its impact is 1,000,000 times more powerful than if she had just told us straight. The soul of that book lives in what it refuses to say.
So after looking at all this, it becomes pretty clear that this isn't just some alternative theory. It's a really powerful and practical way of seeing. It gives us a whole new language for talking about how art actually works on us, how it makes us feel.
So, what are the big takeaways here? Let's break it down.
1. Art isn't just holding up a mirror to the world. It's a machine for transforming emotion. 2. The most powerful stuff is often what's suggested, not what's stated. That's the magic of Dhvani. 3. This isn't just literary theory. It's this incredible system that weaves together psychology, philosophy, and art. And 4, maybe the most important one, this so-called ancient theory is a living, breathing tool that we can use right now.
And that brings us all the way back to where we started. Dismissing Indian poetics as mystical or just ornamental is just, well, it's wrong. It's not a lesser system than Aristotle's. It's a different system with a different goal. It's a system that prioritizes the internal journey, the psychological experience of the person watching. It gives us a map, a really good one for the inner world of art. So I guess I'll just leave you with this question. If art is this huge, sprawling universe, why on earth would you ever want to explore it with only one map?